Hey guys, Lizzie the Lightworker here. So I had a request to do a video for a viewer about Gemini and Scorpio and how they relate. How do Gemini and Scorpio relate in a twin flame energy? And what can they expect from one another, or what do they provide to one another? We can talk about that, but we can also do, I like to do runner, chaser. What did they learn, or what did they need to learn from each other to progress the relationship, and what is the final outcome? So I'm going to put these aside just for now, and we'll shuffle up and we'll try this spread. So I hope that this will be satisfying and that you will enjoy it. So what we could do too is get an idea of what is the Scorpio like in this relationship. Okay, so in this particular relationship, the Scorpio in the Five of Wands in reverse sort of has a bit of a scattered energy. There's not a real sense of teamwork for this person, or really effective sort of problem solving skills. And in the relationship, I feel like this energy, this Scorpio energy, would sort of take a back seat to an argument. Like they wouldn't necessarily put a lot of effort into it, and they might just kind of be emotionally flat or numb to things like that. But definitely a sense of not like a teamwork person, if that makes sense. They don't like feeling like they're being attacked, or like too many things in an argument are coming at them all at once. They don't like stuff being brought up about the past. That really hurts them. They feel like if something was said in the past and left in the past, and you've made up now, that should sort of stay in the past. They don't like low jabs, or sort of like low-level remarks. That really bothers them and upsets them, and they do their best to put up a defense, but I feel like with this energy, it's sort of a weaker defense because they just don't like to fight. They just don't like battles and arguments, so they'd rather sort of let it go and see if it will roll off their back. Now, this is just an insight to how the Gemini counterpart is. So the Gemini counterpart has a really lovely energy. They are a very free heart, a very free spirit. They follow their heart. They may not always listen to their conscience because they have such a strong, free energy that they just want to explore, and they just want to live life, and they want to be adventurous and spontaneous in life. They don't like boring or mundane. They like that sort of unknown, and it gives them like some drive. They may not always make the best decisions, but they feel like if they're leading with their heart, that they can't really go wrong in that energy, in that aspect. They may feel like they're not 100% ready for a solid commitment, as their energy is still like a young energy, like a sort of naive, but still smart and intelligent, just like explorative, like wanting to experience things and learn from experiences. So in that energy, that may not qualify for real commitment or long term, or they just don't want to feel tied down. They want to be free. They want to be able to go off on their own and have their freedom and feel not tied down to anything. And they are a very loving person. They're very bright and caring, but they're also very frivolous, and they want that part of their life to remain that way. That's kind of what their drive is, what keeps them going in life. And it never really lets them get down about things. They feel like if they stay in that positive energy, that nothing can really get them down. There's a purity and an innocence to the Fool card. So that's sort of what that pairing is already. We get a little idea of what that pairing is like. So let's move on to the energy of the runner and the chaser. So now in this twin flame, that I'm always saying this, guys, it could be male or female. A male could be in a female energy. A female can be in the male energy. It doesn't matter. So we're just going to say, who's the runner? What's the runner like? What's things that, you know, they feel like they could contribute or they needed to contribute, or things they need to do for themselves before they can commit, things that are problems that come up between this union, stuff like that. And just to clarify, the runner and chaser thing, usually twin flames meet. A lot of the time they do have some sort of a separation period. So in this particular video, what was requested to me by a viewer, someone is the runner and someone is the chaser, the Scorpio or the Gemini. So however this information comes in, you know, use your best knowledge and intuition about it, and we'll see what comes in. Okay, so what is the runner like, and maybe sort of the reasons why they would run or why they have run. Okay, so with the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the runner energy here, this person would sort of have some maybe financial issues. Their family could have had financial issues too that could have disrupted their life's path. It could have left them with some debts that they can't resolve or are trying to resolve. So with that coming into a relationship, a love relationship, that person wouldn't have the best feelings about themselves or the relationship in general, because they would feel inferior or insignificant, and they would really be focused on trying to clear this up in however way they could, whether it was they had to get 2 jobs or put all their money into one thing to try to fix it, or maybe they're not that motivated to do that, and that could be a big frustration. Because if you want to transcend as a couple and you want to do everything right in a traditional sense, you have to sort of have all your ducks in a row, meaning your financial house has to be in order, your wants and needs have to be being met, and you have to sort of have a plan for the future. Even if it's a loose plan, there has to be some sort of a plan for the future. So the runner would have this energy of not having enough, or maybe not even being able to provide for himself, let alone, or herself, or let alone for a partner or a counterpart in the relationship. Now let's get into the chaser. Okay, so the chaser would want a full committed life and relationship. They would want full commitment, all their they want like I said with this card, they want their everything in order. They want all their ducks in a row. They want fulfillment. They want all their cups to be full. Their real goal and want and need in life is to have marriage, family, children, commitment, and satisfaction from that. They feel like that will be their ultimate satisfaction if they can obtain that. The other side to that is sort of that the chaser could be putting so much effort and energy into the thoughts of having this that it could ultimately turn someone off. It could make them feel maybe they're not ready for that, or it would make them feel sort of trapped, or that they would lose their freedom, or they're just not at that level yet, or they need more time to become at that level or put their thoughts into that. They may need some more time to be free and maybe even single, possibly, just to have the experiences. They may feel like they're too young to have this. They may just, like I said, just not be ready for that much of a commitment. So that could be a deal breaker ultimately, or it could just be something that you revisit. Now let's get a final outcome, and we'll do the Psychic Tarot for the heart, okay? Because that's a really good deck. Okay, so some advice from the Psychic Tarot and final outcome would be to seek balance. To seek and find balance, if at all possible, in this union. And this is so interesting because this is like man and woman split, and it really could very well relate to twin flames here. This is like we're in that energy. So find balance as individuals and as a couple. So if that's possible, like when we go back here and we look and we see the Scorpio energy and the Gemini energy. So let's just take the Gemini energy. If Gemini feels like they just don't want to be tied down, for example, maybe in this relationship, for it to work, they would have to give each other what each other wanted, but compromise. That's what I will take from this. It would be compromise that would be needed. So Scorpio would have to allow Gemini their freedom, and they would have to trust them, because having trust for a Gemini is huge. They want to be trusted, and Scorpio has a hard time trusting others. So that would have to be worked on. The balance would have to come from all of that. So that's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. My new subscriber, I really hope that you get a chance to watch this. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, many, many blessings.